Welcome to the Thrillers and Killers podcast with Doug, Aaron, Jacob. Today, we are going over V for Vendetta.
Have you guys looked at the scores for this movie yet? Like IMDb? It is an 8.1 out of 10. We're not doing Rotten Tomatoes anymore. Fuck that score.
What's the audience score?
I don't know. I didn't even look at Rotten Tomatoes. It's trash.
Rotten Tomatoes can go fuck themselves.
Unless you want to give us a sponsorship, and then in that case, we love Rotten Tomatoes.
In that case, fuck IMDb.
But yeah, I mean, this movie, box office success. It had a $50 million budget, and it made $132.5 million in
Success.
the box office. That's more than double if you quick math. So yeah, I mean, success.
It's a 90% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
A 96?
90.
Oh, that's a holy shit.
Starring Natalie Portman. Pretty much the only big name. I mean, Hugo Weaving's in it, but it's pretty much just his voice, right?
And his fucking charisma. I'm just saying.
What else is Hugo in?
He is Red Skull in the MCU.
Yes.
He's the agent in the Matrix.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, big name. Weird that we don't see his face, but whatever.
But that voice so crisp.
It is a pretty nice voice. Yeah. Natalie Portman of so many things fame. What's your favorite Natalie Portman?
Ooh.
Doug and or Jacob?
My favorite Natalie Portman movie?
Yeah, like what's your favorite performance?
I was gonna say my favorite Natalie Portman is Natalie Portman.
I mean, we'll just go on a little Natalie Portman monologue here. I loved Star Wars when I was a kid, and 7-year-old me wanted to take Natalie to Padme to Pound Town. Sorry. I guess. It's not my fault. I was 7.
Is that the end of your monologue?
That's always.
I'm continuing.
Statement of gist.
I'm continuing. Natalie Portman was in Black Swan that I watched with my mom and my grandma.
Oh fuck!
And I can't remember if it was her or Mila Kunis who was finger blasting herself when I was like...
It's her.
When I was like 13 or whatever, whenever the fuck this movie came out. So I appreciate that.
Oh my god.
You have a lot of sexual experiences with Natalie Portman.
What can I say? Well, what else is she in?
No Strings Attached with Ashton Kutcher.
Oh,
Sex movie, so...
Okay, bro.
She's also in the MCU as well. She plays
Jane.
Thor's girlfriend. Yeah, Jane. Thor's girlfriend.
Yeah, coming out too. She has her own movie now. Thor: Love and Thunder coming out. I don't know when it's coming out, but eventually.
She's supposed to be the new Thor.
Yeah, Lady Thor.
Yeah. She's also in Annihilation, which is a banger movie.
That's my favorite performance.
Same. Fucking same.
I'm gonna keep it. This is gonna hurt, I think, but I think this is her worst performance.
You think this is worse than Attack of the Clones, bro?
I mean, movie-wise, no. But performance-wise, I don't think she's very good in this movie. I'm not gonna lie. I just don't think, I don't know. I don't like her in this movie. I don't like this movie.
What?
Yeah. Oh my!
Wow.
I'm sorry.
You just proceed. We can talk about it later.
A little taste of it. I just don't think it's made very well. I enjoyed it, I guess.
It's a fucking comic book movie. I mean, 2005, no comic book movies before 2008 were good.
It's okay. I don't know. It just seems very weird. There's some really weird things going on throughout the movie. It's fast, overly paced, and then weird cuts and weird music, and I'm not a fan. I really wasn't. but it's still enjoyed. And actually, I'm gonna have a tweak of scores at the end, just a preview. We're gonna have to move some things around because when I wrote my score down, I realized some things, and so we'll get there.
This is just fucking toxic.
It's
To continue with the little back of the house stuff with it. Screenplay by the Wachowskis, who are directing the new Matrix movie coming out. So that's fun.
I think they also produced the original trilogy.
Really?
Yep.
Well, I mean, screenplay I think is probably fine. That's not the issue with the movie. I don't think. I think the issue is the editing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they were the directors. The original Matrix trilogy. Holy shit!
How did they go from directing the original Matrix trilogy to just being a screenwriter on this movie? Was this a big movie? Do we know? Like, was it a
For Vendetta?
Yeah, was it when it came out? Was it like a high class movie, or is this more of a cult movie?
I don't know. I was 8. My dad loved this fucking movie. I think it's a good movie. So
we can get into that later. Finish the goddamn intro.
I think that's all I have. Screenplay by the Wachowskis, directed by James Mctigue. I mean, do you guys want to do a quick run through on it?
I guess we'll just get into a general run through. So,
do you want to do this same format as last week, or do you want to go more point by point? What do you want to do?
Nah, fuck point by point.
Okay, yeah, basic run through, man. More relaxed.
Right.
I like it.
Okay. Jacob, I know you're probably dying to say the fucking rhyme, so.
No, I'm not saying. Dude, you really think I wrote down that fucking whole speech?
Actually, no.
Word by word. I'm just kidding.
The movie starts with a little.
I have the script.
Oh, do you really? Do you fucking say it? Oh my god.
I don't know what the fucking whole haiku is, but it ends with remember the 5th of November.
Yeah, basically, it starts out with a poem talking about Guy Fawkes Day, which is Guy Fawkes Night, which I forgot what happened exactly. Hold on.
They was trying to blow up Parliament.
Oh yeah, in 1776. Wow, that's a fucking long time ago.
Somebody snitched.
Yep.
I did a little bit of research.
I couldn't care less, honestly.
1605. Holy shit, that's a long time ago. Yeah, they tried to blow up Parliament. Did not succeed.
Guy Fawkes tried to blow up Parliament. Somebody snitched. He was guarding the explosives. They caught him, and then they hung his ass.
Damn it, Fawkes. And he wore this mask, which is the same mask he wears in the movie.
No, he's not wearing a mask.
No, I think the mask is of his face.
Yeah.
I do. You know what? I do want to point something out. I like the beginning of this movie is there. It's two. It's like not side by side, but they're cutting back and forth between Natalie Portman
and
she's getting dressed while our homeboy V is getting dressed. I do like that. That's pretty cool. Like they're mirroring each other. That's fun. I like that.
Basically, this movie is set in the future.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was really confused in the beginning because I didn't fucking know if it was the future or not.
Yep, it's the future.
But it's like a dystopian-ish type future.
You mean ish?
I mean, it's not like...
Aaron's like, it's not that bad.
It's not like Wall-E bad. But
people are getting disappeared. You never see them again.
Basically...
have no freedoms or rights. I mean...
It's clearly a... Not a reference, but it's clearly mirroring Nazi Germany. It's England, right? That's what this is.
We're in the UK. Basically...
That's basically
the United States,
Germany now.
Yeah, the United States having a civil war, they're broken out. This thing called the St. Mary's virus destroyed the continental Europe. It's an epidemic, and now Britain is a just like neo-fascist, like ruled country. That's basically I don't know if they like said it in the movie, but like all the political opponents, like the chancellor, immigrants, Jews, Muslims, atheists.
Yeah, they show like a little
imprisoned and executed. So
they show a roundup I did think it was interesting. The two they showed were a black man and a lesbian woman, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what I mean. Not kind of. That's what happened with the Holocaust too. Those groups were also targeted.
Yeah. So basically, if you weren't like a part of the Norse House or Norse Fire Party, which is a political state, you're done. You're gonna get fucking killed.
I like the idea of this movie. I really do. You know what? I think this is a good idea that I think people like this movie because of the idea more than the actual movie. You know, this makes sense. Like, it's a good concept. I don't think it's executed very well, but people see this concept and they like it, and they want to identify a little bit with it, with like being anti-government in a way. So they like this movie, but I just don't think it's executed very well, and I don't think it's a very well made movie.
Sugma?
So basically, as Evie leaves her house, there's a curfew set, which I think takes like place at 11, from like 11 to 6 a.m. 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. You can't leave your house. You're not supposed to anyway. But Evie has a date. She's leaving her house at curfew, which is serious.
Is it her boss?
No, I don't think that's.
I think she's going to her boss's house, bro.
So basically, I don't understand why this guy would set up a date after curfew. Makes no fucking sense. She doesn't. And she gets cornered. She gets cornered in the alleyway by Fingerman, which is secret police.
The SS.
Because they sadly try to take advantage of her in the alleyway.
Yeah, it's a rape threat scene. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, no, not at
all. But luckily, before anything can actually go down, V shows up and rectifies these dudes.
The silver tongue savior. Oh my god. This
guy
has a way with words.
He fucking destroys these dudes. He does. She introduces herself, Natalie Portman, as Evie, which I think we already said her name, but it's just like you have V and Evie, and it's like so much V's going on everywhere. I was like, I get it. V, I got it.
And
V's everywhere.
Yeah, she asks him who he is, and he goes on this big, long just like what he stands for and what he's fighting against. And
it's like fucking Bane, dude.
Yeah, every V word, I'm pretty sure, in the entire vocabulary other than vagina, he uses.
Bro, he's just alliterating. He's alliterating everything. He can't go a sentence without alliterating. It's insane. I mean, I like him.
Yeah.
Like, he's a good character. But yeah, so after that, he's like, let me show you something, and he takes her up to the top of a rooftop, and the sirens start playing music.
The 18-foot overture, my friend.
Thank you. And then fireworks go off. The fireworks are in the shape of a V, which did he rig those fireworks himself? Because that's impressive pyrotechnics if he got the fireworks to make a V.
So he blows up the Old Bailey, which is a criminal court in England. Basically, like, just talking about how it's corrupt and shit.
Just looking at my notes, and I'm already in this point in the movie, I'm talking about how like disjointed everything feels. The cuts are really weird. It feels like, I don't know, it just feels like it's two different movies at some points.
Aaron is a fucking hater, bro. Hey, the plot's about to go out the fucking window.
It's not. Does it not feel like it's too fast? Like, things are happening at two different places at the exact same time. Like, boom, 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 boom. We're cutting back and forth. We're getting like, and we're cutting back with like hectic music going on. It's a lot for like the beginning of the movie.
What do you mean?
Because there's two separate like storylines. You have like the V and Evie storyline, and then you have like the councilmen and like their government storyline. And in the beginning of this movie, it is cutting back and forth between them while different shit's happening. It's after this part. We're not quite there yet, but it's cutting back and forth, and it's just like there's like two climaxes happening at the same time in the beginning of this fucking movie, and it's a lot.
Oh my god.
it just feels. I don't know. So I was watching it. It just felt like so much happening at one time. It was like, is this? It's just like 10 minutes in the movie. It needs to chill out a little bit. I think what it needs to do is let itself go a little bit. It's too edited. It's over edited, is what I'm trying to say.
So you wish they would have like had like a good chunk of the EVP storyline and then jumped to.
I mean, you can jump back and forth. Just let it play out a little bit. Yeah, like I need to see a little. I need to see more of each storyline individually than cutting back and forth between the two, so I can develop that character relationship. This isn't necessarily a character-driven. You know what? Actually, it pretty is. It's a character-driven film. So
fucking say, yeah.
I think especially with these kind of films, you need to slow down and let yourself develop a little bit more. And this movie doesn't do that. It's so fast, and you might not feel that way. That's fine if you don't. I just personally, I'm a slow burner.
You know what I think? I think Aaron decides to like or hate movies arbitrarily. Arbitrarily.
Why would I decide that?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the Thrillers and Killers podcast. This is a civil war that's between Aaron and
Why would I decide to like or dislike?
There's something wrong with your brain.
No.
It's fucking malfunctioning.
I can see where Aaron's coming from. Like, yeah, it cuts a lot, but like, I personally enjoyed the cuts back and forth because it just made it seem like this movie's supposed to be fun. What the
You
fuck?
can't tell me that the beginning of this movie builds the same way that the beginning of like even Fight Club builds. Like Fight Club can be pretty hectic and crazy going on. It's a fucking crazy movie, but it still lets you develop with the characters more than this movie does.
Yeah, but the thing is between that movie and this movie is Fight Club is centered around two people that are together 95%. This is centered around two groups of people that work together until the middle of the movie to the end.
Yeah, but why do you need... I just don't think you need to be cutting back and forth every 30 seconds for like a good 10-minute part of the movie.
Yeah, true. But this is also a comic book movie, and this feels very comic book-like to like go between two different storylines like very quickly.
Look, I didn't even know it was a comic book movie. I'm not going to lie to you. I had no idea.
Yep.
But, I mean, that makes more sense.
This episode of Thrillers and Killers is brought to you by Anchor.
If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer.
When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more.
It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. And best of all, it's totally free.
Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right, let's
So pretty much the conclusion we've just came to is that, the cutting back and forth is overstated on Aaron's part, so we're going to proceed. So
overstated.
So pretty much that shit gets blown the fuck up.
Facts.
And then what happens after that?
It's the next day, and we meet Inspector Finch, who's the investigator for the Scotland Yard, and he's been looking into these activities recently. And then later in the day, V decides to take over a BTN broadcast, which is the British television network.
No, I feel like we skipped some shit.
Nope, not really.
No, yeah, we're right at the thing. Like they're at their tower, and the police start breaking in, and they find like the bomb and shit. Basically, V's gonna be a terrorist and blow up this broadcasting network. And you know what? I will say, Aaron does not Fight Club style.
Aaron does not like terrorists, bro.
We don't negotiate with terrorists.
He has a point, but
yeah, basically, I'm just gonna come out and drop this point that's gonna have the FBI at my house instantly.
Oh god!
But if people in the United States of America just openly start getting fucking black bagged, I'm okay with blowing shit up. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
I'm cool with
FBI's
it.
coming over here too. Look, this is obviously an extreme example of a government that has happened maybe before, no way, and everybody can agree that Nazi Germany was bad. I don't think anybody debates that. So, I mean, if you might debate, if you debate that, don't listen to this fucking podcast. I don't want you to. But everybody can agree that Nazi Germany is bad. So, this movie is a little bit more. I'll give it a little bit. I mean, V is still a terrorist, but
he's doing the things for the right reasons, man.
I respect him.
He has at least good reasons behind it, and by good reasons I mean overthrowing a fascist government. Which
true.
Let's do it.
So as he's doing this broadcast, he says "Yep, I was the one that blew up Old Bailey, and I want you guys to join me because I'm going to be the savior of the people. And join me." And he's just it just goes through this whole montage of different people listening to his broadcast, and everybody's it seems like the entire fucking population of England's, I like this dude. He seems like a cool guy. Let's follow what he says.
He also
he's like 1 year from now we're blowing up Parliament, bitches.
Yeah, we're actually gonna go through with this whole Guy Fawkes kind of stuff. We're doing it.
Yeah, and it's gonna be. I mean, I don't think anybody forgot this, but it's gonna be November 5th when this happens.
Yeah.
So
November 5th.
Also, I just want to say it is a cool plan. He puts the bomb in this broadcasting company's place, and he distributes masks and cloaks he wears.
Yep.
To the people, the workers, and he forces them to put it on. So when the police break in, they have no clue who he is. One dude just gets fucking smoked, dude. They break in, and he's like, "Don't shoot! It's not me! Don't shoot!" And they just fucking light his ass up.
Yeah, they don't even give him a chance. They just destroy him.
And then they realize there's about 50 of them.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh shit!"
And then
don't they use that guy as a decoy later? Aren't they like, "Yeah, we killed him. He's dead," and they show that dude's dead body?
Yeah. So basically, and then another thing that happens in this scene is they're like, "All right, everybody who's we're gonna bring you out one by one, yada yada yada. We're gonna try to see who's we're gonna demask you to see who fucks who and whatever." And at one point, this guy gets, I guess he falls, and they think it's him, and they freak out and they put him at gunpoint. And then he's you just hear him go "That's him, that's the guy, fucking stop him, whatever." But actually, it was another decoy. And as everybody's attention's on this one dude, V just goes fucking ham and kills all the police officers in the room, which is highly unlikely.
I mean, he's a badass.
So
he is badass.
So this is the moral dilemma with being literally a terrorist. Is that are these police officers necessarily super bad guys?
Yeah, another thing is with it, he was gonna blow up the building. I'm assuming he wasn't evacuating everybody that wasn't a fucking Nazi policeman.
Well, yeah, no, because that fucking timer had 3 minutes on it.
So he's just gonna kill everybody. That's the gray area.
Yeah.
In the movie,
in this neo-fascist world,
the police and the media are both actually.
Yeah, they're a part of the bad guys. They are
a part of the bad guys, so it's a gray area.
Yeah, and I mean, also, everybody keep in mind listening to this, this movie is a movie. It's not real. So
it's not real.
We're going to have opinions on this that don't necessarily apply to real life. But, in this case...
Like I said, as far as I know, people around here aren't getting black-bagged yet, so...
Correct.
But you also got to think, do you think he was going to evacuate that entire building with even, civilians in it?
No. He was.
It's not... I'm pretty sure not everyone in that fucking news station is a bad person. To some people, that's just a fucking job that they have to support their family with.
Also, I think he probably values starting this revolution over innocent lives. Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe it wasn't actually a real bomb.
You know what? We don't get to see it go off. It's very possible.
True, because they do disarm it, so we're gonna fucking know.
So as they're leaving this place, V gets stopped by a cop. He's about to get fucking unmasked, and Evie, Natalie Portman, knocks the cop out, which basically now she's just tied to V forever. She Like, she's fucked. They got her on camera. She's now a fucking culprit. So,
Yeah.
she gets knocked out as well. Who knocks her out?
I don't remember.
Whatever. She gets knocked out.
She
takes her back.
She pepper sprays the cop or SWAT or whatever he is, and then I'm pretty sure he knocks her out, and then V kills the.
Oh yeah, whatever. Anyway, Evie ends up in V's little hut bunker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the most confusing part of this movie. I'm like, where the fuck is this?
It's fucking weird.
It must be like some abandoned, like, government thing or something.
Yeah. After this, you get some backstory about Lark. Is that what it's called? Like a medical facility, and they basically come to conclusions that V is somebody from that place, and you start just kind of getting a little, I don't know,
backstory
taste of that.
Yeah.
I guess we're not going point by point. We could just explain what Lark Hill was. It was essentially a detention center for people that were affected by a virus.
Yeah, the St. Mary's virus.
And they were doing tests on them to, turn them into biological weapons, I'm assuming.
Yeah, basically he's a super soldier without being a super soldier.
Yeah, there's a scene where he walks out of the fire and he looks like Freddy Krueger and Deadpool had a fucking baby. It's insane.
Yeah.
But also he's like Freddy Krueger, Deadpool, but like kind of jacked.
Yeah, he's fucking shredded.
So at Lark Hill, something happens and it burns down. There's a legit scene that looks exactly like the Deadpool scene where he's in the little hospital and it burns down, and he's like completely naked as it burns down. It looks the fuck. I couldn't tell you what movie that was from if you didn't tell me. Like, if you show me just that clip of this movie, I would assume that was Deadpool. You also get backstory at Evie here too, and basically,
I just want to make sure we get the point that, like, the reason V is like cracked is because he's got like some kind of super juice in him.
Yeah. They did some kind of experiment. I'm telling you, dude, they unlocked his mutant side. It's just like Deadpool. They tortured him until he became a mutant.
Yeah, honestly, anything's possible. This is a fucking DC movie, so yeah, fucking Superman.
So,
is this the equivalent?
I may have this incorrect, but Lark Hill is where the St. Mary's virus was created, right?
I believe so.
I don't know if they ever specifically say that, but I think you can.
That's what V says.
Yeah, that they were like fucking around with it.
So I guess we can just go ahead and cover that whole thing since we're talking about it. So the bad hombres in this movie pretty much decide they are going to make a biological weapon to put society into like a fear state, so they'll give up their freedoms and pretty much they'll be able to take full control. So at this place where they're doing the testing, they end up making the virus, but also somehow they make V into like a Super Saiyan, and then V burns the motherfucker to the ground and just like tanks it somehow. I guess because he has the Super Saiyan genes or whatever.
Yeah.
And also, real quick, that's why he wears the mask and shit, because he is literally Freddy Krueger under there. Like, he is fucked. You see his hands at one point, and they are disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
And also, there were like hundreds and I guess maybe thousands of people who were at the Lark Hill testing place, and they're in a fucking ditch.
Yeah.
Because they're dead as fuck.
They were literally, it's Holocausting. They were just throwing them in a ditch and spraying some fucking lime on them or whatever it is. That's the story of Lark Hill. That's what happens. There's a fucking super virus.
So pretty much Evie wakes up back at the crib after that, and she's like, where the fuck am I? And then V explains everything to her, and he's like, yeah, you can't go anywhere for like
you have to stay here for a year until my plans are fully played out.
She's like, what the fuck?
He's like, because I can't let you tell people what the fuck's going on, so you're now my prisoner.
Also, like, I don't know if she wants to go out. They know who she is. And that's kind of what she says. She's like, I'll go live with friends. And he's like, really, bitch?
Are you stupid?
You think that's going to work? Evie's parents both were activists and were kidnapped. at some point in her life when she was a child, they were like involved somehow with some kind of protest, and then the fucking cops came and black bagged them, is what they call it, and she never saw him again. Also,
their son died, I guess, from.
Oh yeah, the super.
I guess allegedly from the virus.
Okay, so I really thought that V was her brother that died, and or her dad.
Oh no.
And so they kiss kind of at one point. I was like, wait a second. I don't think my theory's right. And then in the very end, somebody's like, so who is V? And she starts it out. She's going to say V is everybody, but she starts it out with saying V is my dad. And I was like, wait a second. Time out.
Yikes.
You just kissed him. But then she keeps going. She's like, he's also my mom and my brother and everybody else. For like a good second, I legit thought she kissed her dad.
This is your first time watching it, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, what the fuck is happening? That is not the case. It is not her. I mean, I guess we don't know, but presumably not a bit of hers.
So after this,
I guess we can just go ahead and skip to eventually. Yeah, V's got some people. He's got some shit to take care of.
Yeah, he's got a little.
He's got the burn list, bro.
Yeah, he's got a little hit list that he's got to take care of.
Yeah, he's pretty much taking out everybody who was in charge of Lark Hill. So he gets Evie involved in one of his plots because the bishop, who used to be at Lark Hill, of course, he's a pedo. So it's kind of crazy how Natalie Portman can pass for like 13, by the way. It's a little bit disturbing.
Weird.
It is very weird, yeah. He dresses her up in this little like Bo Peep outfit with fucking pigtails and shit. It's weird.
Well, pretty much, of course.
Triggered. It was disturbing.
Of course, the church is like trafficking underage people for this dude and probably other dudes in the church to rape, I guess.
This movie is like, think about the bad shit the government, like people think the government does, and then like that's just what the government does in this movie.
Yeah.
I do like when he walks in and she's like, there's a guy coming, he's gonna kill you, like you gotta get out of here, because she's trying to like
this is some role play.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
It's weird. But V does get in and assassinates this dude. And
in the meantime, Evie escapes because she doesn't want to live underground for the next year.
Yeah, true.
And she goes to stay with her boss from the studio that she was going to meet on the
Gordon, I think is his name.
Beginning of the movie.
Yeah, he's a talk show host.
And Gordon is Gordon don't give a fuck about no rules, bro.
Yeah, nope. He shows off this house that he has that has like art and shit. I mean, V's the same way. I don't think we touched on it, but his little bunker is just full of like famous art and stuff that's been outlawed by the government in an attempt to keep everybody suppressed. Gordon is similar. He has a room of
paintings,
artifacts.
Yeah, a Quran.
The Quran.
Yeah. Double-sided
dildos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's like a corner of this room that's like real weird, and he's like, ignore that corner.
Does this happen like before or after he kills that propagandist guy?
Yeah, I think that's the first guy he killed, so we just skipped that, but
whatever. Yeah, he kills a guy before this.
One of the dudes they put on state media who just fucking rants against gay people and minorities and
a real piece of shit.
He was in charge of Lark Hill as well, and V goes to his place and waxes his ass while he's in the okay, maybe that's he kills him.
Does what to him in the shower?
He kills him while he's in the shower.
V is leaving this flower on their chest. It's a rose that it's supposed to be extinct. That's like its call sign. It's not super important, but he leaves it with everybody.
It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
He's at like the bottom of his list now. He only had like 3 people to kill, I guess.
Yeah, and then like it goes to like the police thing, and they're like looking like, oh, I wonder who's like this is like who's in charge of this shit. And there's like this one profile of some doctor, and like her picture's not fucking there. Of course, obviously it's not there. Because you gotta, give us a little cliffhanger or whatever. Like, oh, I wonder who it could be. And then literally the next fucking scene,
cliffhanger.
the next fucking scene, you get introduced to this woman doctor. You're like, oh, it's obviously fucking her.
Yeah, she's the coroner. And then after the coroner scene, it cuts to her house, and V is there. She's more receptive though. She's just like, please kill me.
Did something bad.
Yeah, she was the main one that experimented on him.
Yes.
She's like, I knew this was coming.
He gives her the rose or whatever, and then she's like, is it painful to to get injected by your shit? And he's like, not at all. And she's like, okay, go ahead and do it. And he's like, I already did it like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So good night.
Good night. Yeah, and she's done.
Let's see.
After this,
it's just a little flashback after this. Like, there's a little clip of like the test they did at Lark Hill. It's nothing important.
Yeah.
And this is when you get the fire scene of V standing in the fucking flames, like Deadpool. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Because the inspector, V leaves the doctor's journal for the inspector to find. So
yeah, they all know.
This is also part of V's plan, is to kind of get the inspector on his side. But I guess the next important thing that happens is his name's Gordon, right?
Yeah, Gordon.
Gordon on his show does like a comedy thing making fun of
the Chancellor.
He's the Chancellor, right?
Yeah, the Grand Chancellor.
Government, the Chancellor.
Fucking stupid ass British people. Chancellor, my god. Anyways.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He does that
real
shit.
Quick, our one UK viewer that I see on an analytics sheet, we're sorry.
We're so sorry.
I'm not.
I don't think you have to worry about the FBI showing up to you. I think you have to worry about fucking Parliament, bro.
The Queen.
Yeah, the Queen's gonna go fucking knock on your. I heard what you said on your podcast, and just shoots you with a fucking musket in your doorway.
Anyways, so he does the comedy thing, and he's talking with his agent. And he's like, it's not a big deal. Like, what are they gonna do? I'll probably have to apologize, and then, nah, fuck that. That night, these motherfuckers break in, take his ass, and Evie is still living with them at this point, and she manages to like bail out the window, but then she gets fucking grabbed.
Yep. Somebody gets her, and she gets put in a fucking cell where she is tortured.
Yeah, for information about V and shit like that.
She has no toilet, or she has no bed. It's just a toilet. She sleeps on the ground. She gets like sprayed with the water hose. Hey, if they keep this up though, it's gonna unlock. They're gonna unlock her mutant side.
Oh
yeah.
God.
They also cut her hair. Rip bald Evie.
They just throw her food through the door and it just falls on the fucking ground.
They
don't even eat it.
It's bad shit.
You think this bitch? Sorry, Natalie. You think she looks skinny with hair when she's bald? Do you think she lost weight for this movie for when she was getting tortured, or like is she just naturally?
I think so. She's pretty small.
I think she probably lost a little bit of weight, dude.
She doesn't be looking like Vin Diesel, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely on the more of Christian Bale and the Machinist.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, she finds a fucking letter in the wall from a woman named Valerie. And it's like a story basically about how this woman was in love with another woman, and they were both activists, and she gets taken by the government because she's an activist, I think.
Uh-huh.
No, she gets taken because she's gay.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Is that part of the roundup?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
well,
her
taken.
Yeah.
And in her little note, she's like talking about how like she's gonna like live on or whatever through whoever finds the note. You know, typical note shit. And
Typical, they're about to take me out back and firing squad my ass shit.
yeah, that's what they tell. That's what they're like. Yeah, we gotta like this woman in here. She's not gonna talk anymore. Time to take her out back and give her the firing squad. So she's about to be executed, and she's still like, "Yep, I'm not telling you anything." And she's like, "I'd rather die." And then then the dude's like, "Well, you're finally without fear," and just fucking leaves, leaves it open.
You are
So
now free to go.
she walks out of the room. She realizes one of the guards is just a mannequin from earlier in the movie. It's real fucking confusing.
Yeah, for a second, and then it's revealed, bro. She was with V the entire time.
Yep, V's the one that kidnapped her. That's fun.
Tortured her.
But like,
Did all this shit to her.
where the fuck? How is there a prison cell attached to his fucking house?
I don't know, dude. He might be in an abandoned, like, fucking prison or some shit. I don't know.
It's obviously underground. It's just a weird bunker thing. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. I was just confused.
Basically, V tells her that Gordon was executed for what he did. I rescued you, and I wanted to free you from your fear, so I decided to torture you.
Yeah, he's basically like, you are me now. Congrats.
Yep.
You don't fear anything.
Also, a point we missed is earlier in the movie, she said she wanted to be free from her fear.
Oh, yeah.
But this is still some pretty bad shit, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like she mentioned it once and he took it way too far.
Yeah, but I must torture her now.
She's pretty mad about it, but then only for like 15 minutes, and then she's like,
yeah,
you were right.
Yeah.
And he fucking takes her up to the roof, and
it's raining.
Yeah, it's nice rain. It's a good. I mean, there's a cool rain shot right here where it's a raindrop up in the sky that like comes down, and it's like a tracking shot that follows down to them. I think it hits her right in the forehead too.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, V basically says that he's Valerie. That note isn't real. He made it up.
And that it's a real note.
The note's real. It was passed from Valerie to him.
I misread. You're correct.
Yeah.
Valerie is real. The note is real. So at least that's real.
Yeah. And basically, she's like, oh, I'm so strong now. I can do anything.
Yeah, doesn't she leave?
Yeah, she says, I'm going to leave, but I promise I will be back before the 5th of November next year. He's like, sounds good.
Doesn't he have like a little tantrum?
Yeah, he gets a little mauled.
He gets a little upset because, he's in love with her, obviously. That's what happens, if you're a vigilante, you save some girl from some, bad cop rapist dudes, and then you just never.
This is what happens when you
torture her, and
This is what happens when you rip a woman's clothes off and torture her.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna hang around, dude. No matter how much of her fear you fucking cured. Oh my god! Right after this, it cuts to the Chancellor, and this is pretty much his whole thing. There's one line. All you need to know about him is that he says, "I want everyone to remember why they need us." That's his whole thing. His whole thing is gonna scare people and fucking abuse everybody so that they remember why the government fucking needs them. So, time to start spewing some bad shit to scare everybody.
Yeah, so pretty
media shit.
Pretty much Evie is just out there living in the world, and I guess you can't really recognize her because she has no fucking hair, and also the light is fucking gone from her eyes or some shit like that, so nobody recognizes her. And then V is commencing with his plan, so I guess just to recap it, pretty much, he sends everybody masks to make chaos for the 5th of November, obviously.
I mean, her biggest question in this movie: how does he afford / make these outfits? He sends out like thousands of masks and like cloaks to people.
Also,
he must have.
I think he probably just has stolen a bunch of fucking money over the time.
Yeah, he must have stole like all the masks like from being destroyed.
Yeah.
Like
So
back in the day or something. But yeah, his he sends out all the masks, and then he's got like it's an elaborate plan. He's got the inspector telling him what's the real truth about the virus and Lark Hill and all this shit. And then he's playing whatever the motherfucker's name is that we haven't really talked about yet, but he's pretty much like Hitler's right hand man.
Creedy is like he's like the head security guy, and the whole time he's trying to track V down and get at him, but he hasn't been able to yet.
Anyways, V goes to him and he's like, "Hey, Creedy, my chief, I know you got a plan to overthrow the Chancellor because you know the Chancellor is gonna wax your ass eventually. So, just go ahead and, you give me the Chancellor and I'll pretty much surrender to you."
I think the big selling point is he says, "I'll show you who I am." Because I think Creedy really wants to know who this dude is.
Basically, he's got the explosives rigged up to a train and it's going to drive through to under Parliament and blow up.
Yeah.
And
basically, Evie comes and visits him. Hello. And then he shows her the train and shit of all the fucking explosives. And he's like, I've been working on this for 10 years. So I'm pretty sure he's probably accumulated, I was going to say this earlier, but I didn't want to bring up the old train thing yet. All the masks and the cloaks and shit. And he's got all this money because he's been doing this for fucking 10 years, 10 plus years.
I guess if you save up your money, you could probably buy 1,000 masks in 10 years.
Yeah. What else is he going to spend money on? Pretty sure.
Well, the thing is, you're probably not allowed.
Movies.
I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to produce those masks in this reality. So, anyways,
if I was him, I'd invest in some Neosporin.
Yeah, true. Skin grafts, maybe.
All right, get with the fucking program. V's like,
all right,
Evie, you gotta fucking make the train go. It's up to you. Anyways,
because he's like, I gotta go meet my dude Creedy. You start the fucking train to blow up the Capitol.
You get to decide whether to use it or not. It's up to you.
Doesn't make any fucking sense, V.
Yeah, he plans this thing for 10 fucking years. He's gonna leave it to bald Natalie Portman.
Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense. If he really, what if she was just like? I mean, I guess he probably knows that she's not going to not do it. Did I say that right? She's going to fucking do it. He knows that.
Of course,
but it's still you're leaving it a little bit too much for chance to be something you planned for 10 fucking years.
Yeah, true.
Maybe I'm just a perfectionist, but I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I gotta blow up the Capitol. I have a mission.
Things change. But anyways, now we get to the best scene in the movie. V's going to do the deal with fucking the head of the Gestapo.
Creedy.
Yeah.
Creedy's got the Chancellor with a fucking bag over his head. Pulls it off. V's like, hey, suck my nuts, puts the rose on him, and then Creedy one-taps him.
Yeah. Chancellor's dead. The big, quote, big bad of the movie dies pretty quick. Just one bullet to the head. It's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Creedy's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you now, V.
Yeah, because he says that he's not. Basically, he's like, yeah, I'm not surrendering. He pulls a Dumbledore, and he's like, you just assumed that I would do this, but I'm actually not going to.
V's like, hey, the only thing you and I have in common is we're both about to be dead. So Creedy's like...
yeah, that is a dope-ass line, I'm not gonna lie.
Creedy's like, kill this motherfucker. And they got 10, 12 dudes or something, and they just mag dump his ass. And he tanks all of it.
All the bullets, yeah.
Yeah.
And as they go to start to reload, he kills all these motherfuckers.
He just looks up, he goes, with labored breathing, he goes, now it's my turn, and he just fucking goes on this fucking killing rampage. Super slow-mo, but his fucking knives. Yeah, his knives leave a cool fucking trail of it's so fucking cool, dude.
It's pretty
Anyways,
cool. Does he
now
say that
everybody's
cool ass
dead.
line after or before he kills everybody? Where he's like, they're like, "How are you not dead?" And he's like, "Ideas are bulletproof."
Oh, it's after.
He already killed
Creedy's
everybody except for Creedy.
And Creedy's like, "How are you not
That's a
fucking
dope
dead?"
ass line. This guy has some dope ass lines.
Yeah, because like Creedy like reloads in this time because he just has a revolver, and like V's not to him yet, and just fucking Creedy just unloads his fucking revolver on V again, and he's just screaming "die" every time he shoots. Why won't you die? Why won't you die? Die, die, die. And then he's like, "Why won't you fucking die?" And then
it's because he's got the fucking growth factor or whatever.
Yeah. And he's like, "Ideas don't die," and then fucking kills them.
No. Ideas are bulletproof.
That's it. Yeah.
It's not the growth fucking thing. He takes off like this medieval armor that he had on.
Yeah, it's like fucking Clint Eastwood / Marty McFly shit. Like fucking makeshift, fucking bulletproof vest.
Here's my only issue.
Didn't actually do anything.
Yeah. No.
My only issue is it's the same thing in every action movie. Nobody shoots this dude in the head.
No, they shot him in the head. His mask is fucking bulletproof too. You not see all the fucking bullet like marks on his mask?
Dude, you're telling me?
No, Jacob. No.
I don't think a mask of that caliber can be bulletproof.
No shit.
And if it did, it would still fuck your face up.
Yeah, no shit.
That's the whole point, though. Is like these kind of movies. It's just like the action thing. Like nobody ever shoots the good guy in the fucking face. You know.
True.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna drop a point here. In theory, these people would train to be shooting, central mass of the target. So,
whatever, dude. Creedy's pissed. You're telling me he's unloading the whole clip at the fucking chest after seeing his entire troop unload at the guy's chest and nothing happened.
Well, it's really harder than you think to shoot somebody in the head. It's a very small target.
Dude, he's like right in front of. You know what? I don't want to question if Creedy's a good enough shot to do it. It is every movie. There's like the cliche of like, just shoot him in like the fucking shoulder or whatever. You know. I'm just making sure the audience knows what's going on here. You know.
Anyways,
you can imagine
fucking dying. He goes back to the train. Natalie Portman's like, "Oh no, no." Then he dies.
Yeah,
basically. Natalie Portman puts his ass on the train with the bomb. Natalie Portman's about to fucking send it, and then the inspector comes, but the inspector is like, you know what? The government is kind of bad, so hey, fuck it. So she fucking sends the bomb, blows everything up. It's GG.
Yeah, I mean everything blows up to classical music, which
1812 I'm sure good.
I mean, it's fine. I don't love it, but it's whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal to me. I like soundtracks. This movie doesn't really have a great one. If you're not into classical shit, which I'm really not.
Jacob, thoughts on the movie?
I hated it. JK, no, I liked it a lot. It's a good movie, dude. It's a solid superhero movie for pre-MCU. Like
sorry, real quick. Maybe that's what's painting my fucking opinion of this differently. I didn't even know that it was a comic book movie. I didn't know it was supposed to be like a superhero movie. Yeah, I thought it was like a fucking serious thing that I was supposed to take seriously.
It is pretty serious.
It deals with some, very serious points in like fascism.
But if I wouldn't sit here and think Deadpool is supposed to be like a fucking cinematic experience. I need to take so vividly.
You have a point there. You have a point.
I don't give a fuck if Deadpool has a soundtrack, But if this movie's trying to be Deadpool, then maybe my fucking opinion's colored differently.
That's not trying to be Deadpool. Deadpool's like a comedy.
I definitely think this is more serious, but if that's the vein we're going at, if we're going like dark superhero movie, I definitely wasn't watching it in that mindset.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's a superhero movie, but like it's also trying to be a serious superhero movie. But it can be kind of shitty in some points. Like there's some parts of the plot that like Doug, just stop listening.
Think this is a perfect movie, Doug?
No.
There's some spots in this movie where shit doesn't make sense.
The thing is, we watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This movie is a steaming pile of ass, and I never heard one time, oh, this movie's shitty. This movie has shitty parts.
That's not true.
Okay, listen.
You can go back and listen to a review. We literally roasted on how bad the pacing is, how awful all the driving is. We shit on that movie just as much as we shit on this movie.
Like this movie, I like V for Vendetta, but like this movie, there's some parts that don't make fucking sense. Like I don't understand why they made it such a big deal. For example, the doctor's identity when like the police are going through the list of people who he's killed. He's like, "Oh, this is the next person on the list. I wonder who it is."
What do you mean that doesn't
directly?
It's because they're trying to cover it up, bro.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up! It cuts directly. There's no suspension in it. Like it doesn't make any sense for them to be like, "I wonder who this is," and then they immediately tell us who it is, basically. And all she does is change her fucking name, but keep the same initials. Like she's in this movie for fucking 5 minutes, dude.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
Thank you. So shut up and let me talk.
I'll let you finish.
I wonder who this is. It cuts immediately to her, and then like the next scene is her dying. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense.
All right. Like, do you want me to explain it to you? Do you want me to explain it to you?
Doug, do it. Fucking go for it.
The point wasn't to be a giant fucking cliffhanger for your tiny pea brain. The point was just trying to show that the Lark Hill stuff was trying to be covered up by the regime for whatever reason.
Yeah. Like But
like what?
Okay. Here's the thing. Why would they just get rid of the fuck? I know they're trying to cover it up, but like for the movie point of view, like why do they have to fucking take the picture out and change the name when they literally just reveal it within fucking 5 minutes? It doesn't make any sense.
Because the person changed their identity because they were covering up the Lark Hill stuff, like I just said.
Okay, yeah. How about this thing? Fucking take the picture out. Take the picture out. But here, this is what I'm saying. Take the picture out. Change the name. But fucking when you go to who the doctor is, don't make her a doctor anymore. Fucking completely change her fucking name.
Well, she's not a doctor anymore. She's a coroner.
Oh, you get what I'm fucking saying?
You have to have a doctor to be a
dumbass.
So what's the issue that doesn't make sense?
Like
I still haven't heard.
He just wanted more suspense.
I have yet to hear anything that doesn't make sense. I have yet to hear anything that.
I wanted
for movie purposes.
It doesn't make any like okay.
You wanted to have a fucking sub. You wanted to have a subplot where she was like Dee's mom or something, and they had like a sexual relationship, and it wasn't going to get revealed for like 2 more hours into the movie. What the fuck are you on about?
Fuck up for 5 minutes, for fuck's sake.
What do you mean? You've been ranting. This is my response to your rant.
Yeah, here's the thing between you and I. When I rant, you always have to fucking get your 2 cents in, even if it doesn't make any sense. But whenever you rant, we all shut the fuck up and just let you fucking talk your fucking stupid shit. So just shut up and let me talk, all right? I wanted to see, basically, like them not show the picture, her change her name completely. She's not a fucking corner or anything, so you have no clue if it's her or not, or like, just like having more suspense. And then you're like, oh, this is who it is. Instead of it just being like, oh, I wonder who this fucking person is, and it just immediately cuts to her like, oh, hey guys, guess what? This is the fucking lady we're talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but that would be like a completely
different
kind of movie. So
fuck off.
I see what you're.
I don't think it's that different of a movie.
I see what you're saying. You wanted it like, oh shit, it's actually somehow it's Evie that's the fucking and you know she raped him while he was in Lark Hill, and that's how he got the super AIDS. But we don't find out that Evie's the one from the missing picture until 2 hours late in the movie, and then the fucking Tenet music plays and everybody's like, what the fuck's going on? And then I start going back in time. I get it, bro. I get it. It's just a different kind of movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like, they could have, sure. Yeah. Why not? Like, this is basically his, like, V's, like, number one person he was after is because she was, like, the main doctor who did experiments on him. And for it just to be like I wonder who it is, an immediate introduction and an immediate death. It doesn't seem like it's that important as it should be.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
No. I need your scores.
Okay.
We're going to
my
scores
score-
now. We're not. Or,
scores.
okay. We're already going to scores. God damn.
No, I thought that's where we're at in the podcast episode. We're giving thoughts and scores.
Yeah. No, you're probably thoughts and scores. Thoughts and scores.
Hold on, I'm trying to pull up the preview scores because this is probably going to be like my second least favorite movie compared to all the others.
Better than
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for sure. Okay, so yeah, for my personal score. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck.
Also, I'm changing mine. I'm changing mine on some, so feel free if you want to change it.
I might have to change my Once Upon a Time in Hollywood score. So I'm gonna I'm gonna have to change that score for sure.
We'll do an episode. We'll do a specific episode rebalancing our scores eventually.
Okay, I'm down for that. So I'm gonna give this a 7 for my personal score. I like the movie. I like the plot and the premise of it, like it being set in the future. The fucking world's gone to shit. The UK's being ran by some fuckheads, and there's this guy who wants to set, thinks some things straight, and he decides to, become like a vigilante that's actually liked by everybody, and like his shit actually fucking works. Like his plan.
Wait. That's the lowest score you've given so far.
Yeah, no, but I'm gonna give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood a lower score. Like I'm gonna. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Basically, to even out the score, like I like this much more than fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I don't like it as much as Halloween. Like I love fucking Halloween. I'm gonna have to give this. This is a 7 for me. I like this movie. It's I like the idea premise and everything like that. I'm glad that V's, it's sad that he dies. Yeah, but like, I'm glad that he is. Yeah, like his plan, like goes like, it happens. It goes off without a fucking hitch, thanks to the love of his life, Evie. Yada yada yada. But I'm gonna give my production score. I guess is our movie making score. I'm gonna have to give it a 7 as well. Like, I understand where Aaron's coming from in the fact, like, other than like the opening scene where like V and like Evie are walking out at the same time, it's kind of a mirror. Like the jumping in the beginning can be very confusing and hectic at times, and yeah, the cuts don't really make a lot of sense sometimes. The acting's pretty good from Natalie Portman and Hugo, but like the other people, debatable. It's kind of fucking campy.
Natalie Portman's not good.
I'm just gonna come out and say it. Natalie Portman's just not a good actress.
No, that's not true. She's good in Annihilation.
And Annihilation, yeah.
She's an Oscar-winning actress. It's just this movie isn't her best work, and that's fine. It happens.
I blocked out Black Swan from my memory, so that was traumatizing.
So yeah, a 7 and a 7.
Okay, Doug, you want me to go first? You want to go first?
You can go first.
So let me start by saying.
Now, fuck that. I'm going first.
I'm just saying, if you went last, you could vary your argument to be the opposite of mine. I'm just
I'm just gonna interrupt you the whole time you're talking and yell at you. So, pretty much, I'm just gonna come out and say that this type of movie is my shit. This has got to be like the second best red pill movie besides The Matrix, right? I'm trying to think of anything else, but I can't.
It's definitely in that same vein, which is interesting considering they're made by the same people.
Yeah, screenplay by the Wachowskis.
Wachowskis. I think it's a ch sound.
Wachowski. Anyways, this type of movie is my shit because I don't know. I think I have like something wrong with my brain to where this type of movie is my shit.
Hey, look, we all have things that we like.
But
true, yeah.
Pretty much movies that expose things that are wrong with the way the world is today. I like them. Like Fight Club, obviously The Matrix, this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of other examples, but I can't off the top of my head. But yeah, so I definitely have bias for this movie, but also I'm a fucking reasonable human being. So we gave Nightcrawler a 7.5, I believe. So for this shit, we're gonna go with. One moment. I'm pretty sure I gave something an 8.
American Psycho. American Psycho was an 8. Yep. Alien a 9.5 and Fight Club 10.
I guess we're gonna go with 7.75 for V for Vendetta for my personal score, and I'm about to say some shit that's gonna get Aaron's dick hard as fuck.
It's the movie making
score. I've been fucking with you guys the whole movie, but
you've been trolling us.
For this movie, I am actually seeing for the first time the difference between the two scores, because I know I enjoy this movie more than it's actually good. So for the movie making score, we'll give it a 7.
Okay. All right.
7.75 and a 7. Let's go.
So let me preface this, as I was going to say before I was interrupted. With changing the scores, it's going to happen because we are always adapting our scale. I think when Jake and I first started watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that was the second movie we ever did. First one we really put a rating on. We didn't really know how these movies were going to shake out on our list.
True,
so it's perfectly fine to change them. That being said, I am changing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood down to a 5.
Oh!
And a 6. I just think at the time we valued it higher because we hadn't really seen. I think if I watched it now, that's the score I would give it.
True.
So looking at my other scores, I didn't look at my other scores, so I actually need to tweak a little tiny bit. But I mean, listening to your guys' scores, I actually don't hate this movie as much as you think I do, because I gave it a 7 on my first score.
Okay.
I may have overstated a little bit how much this movie annoyed me, because it did annoy me. That is evident by my notes. It was annoying me how it was made. But at the end of the movie, I was still like, I enjoyed that. That was fine.
Yeah.
This movie still falls in that vein of movie that I like. Because I also like movies that are similar to this. I'm not necessarily like a I look for red pill movies like Matrix and shit like that, or Fight Club, but I like them. I like shit like that, so I actually give it a 7. I think that's respectable, which puts it right underneath Halloween.
Yep.
It really fucking annoyed me how much I just don't think the movie's made well. That's just straight up. I think there's a reason the director, or whoever it was, somebody took their fucking name off this movie because they knew that it wasn't good. They knew what they made wasn't something they wanted to put themselves on. And that doesn't mean you can't like it. I mean, I love the Scooby-Doo movie. It's not a good movie.
It's not terrible, bro.
There's some shit in here that is pretty bad.
No.
Yeah, there's some stuff.
No.
It's mostly just weird editing and shit like that. Bad pacing. I'm telling. At some points, it literally feels like two separate movies got mixed together, and I don't like that. Also, I mentioned last episode how much I value it taking me somewhere. It didn't do that. I didn't feel like I was in that universe. It didn't teleport me there. I like to be done in movies. I like to feel like I'm in that environment. I didn't feel that. So I gave it a 5. It's not shit. It is still a movie. They still made a movie that is comprehensible, at least enough to where I can watch it and realize that it's a movie.
Yep.
So I can't give it anything lower than that, because lower than that would be it would just be not it would be an awful movie. That's what I'm trying to say. This movie, it has some problems that I don't like, and it has issues. It has problems that I don't like that aren't necessarily movie making issues, like the score. I'm sure people love the score in this movie. I don't. That's just a personal thing. So, you can't really take off points for that. But yeah, so I gave it a 7 and a 5. So actually, not as bad as you probably thought I was going to give it.
Yeah, sure.
Also, Jacob said the action's pretty good. I will strongly debate that. I think this is Natalie Portman's worst movie, which is actually still pretty fine.
It's not worse than it.
She's not horrible.
It's not worse than Attack of the Clones.
Maybe I haven't actually
or Phantom Menace.
I haven't revisited Attack of the Clones
or Revenge of the Sith
in a while.
You're breaking my heart, Anakin. Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
Okay, that's actually pretty good, Doug.
Oh God, it's terrible. I'm gonna fucking puke.
She was young too. Then she's been growing, and by 2005,
she had been growing.
She was in quite a lot of shit by 2005. So,
when did fucking Revenge of the Sith come out, dude?
I don't know.
2005, I think.
Same time.
That might be Cap.
If it's around the same time, they're probably comparable.
No, 2005.
2005, yeah, 2005.
God, my brain is so fucking huge.
So they're probably comparable performances age-wise. So, I mean, she's fine. She's gotten better. I think clearly. So,
also, you have to act. I mean, I'm not an actor, but if somebody hands you like a dog shit script, there's only so much you can do.
This is facts.
That more so refers to, her role in Star Wars.
Yeah, if the script is written like shit, there's only so much an actor can do to try to save that. I'm pretty sure if you gave Leonardo DiCaprio an absolute dog shit script, it's probably gonna be a bad role.
I don't know, he could probably still pull it out of his ass, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for. I mean, what do you guys recommends anybody?
I would recommend this movie.
Yes.
I would recommend it to everybody. If you're
listening to this podcast, you probably could watch it and it'd be fine.
Yeah. If they're like a fan of I don't think I could give this to I know people that are like fucking huge fans of the MCU and they love the fucking Marvel movies. I'm like, hey, you should watch this movie. It's a comic book movie too. They're gonna watch it like this is fucking shit.
I didn't even know it was a comic book movie. It doesn't shake out like that.
I'm not gonna say the word of what, but if you think about it, this movie actually strongly parallels to the time we live in now. I'm not gonna go into it any further than that. But
I don't know about strongly parallels. They both have viruses.
Whoa, dude. We're not bringing up the word virus.
I think that might be a bit of an overstatement on strongly parallels.
It's not an overstatement.
I think it's an overstatement.
There's literally a fucking SS running around in this movie.
Okay, I guess this is a point I wanted to make, so I'll go ahead and make it. So, the giving up freedom for safety, we've kind of been dealing with it for ever, I guess. So,
yeah, true that.
I mean, if you think about 9/11 and what's going on today that we're not going to talk about. Next week we'll be watching Teletubbies, the movie.
Oh fuck yeah, bro! Yeah, this is Aaron's week.
Have you picked?
Yeah, I've picked. I've thought about this a lot.
He told me earlier this week at work that this is a movie that he thought was really good as a kid, and now he realized how shit it is. So let's see what it is.
Oh yeah.
No.
I took what Doug said to heart last week, and he said that I like all movies.
What?
So I wanted to purposely pick a movie that I know is shit.
It's The Room.
But I loved it as a child. I was actually kind of obsessed with it as a child. I thought it was the coolest thing to ever exist. And also, it's fitting. it's December. It's getting colder here. It's time to put on our parkas and our snow boots and strap in because we're going to Alaska, boys.
It's 80 fucking degrees outside.
Well, we're going to Alaska next week, bro.
It was literally, for anybody listening, it was literally probably 3 days ago, like upper 30s, low 40s, cold as shit. Today it was 84 degrees, and tomorrow it's supposed to be 85.
It doesn't matter because we're going to Alaska in this movie.
Where are we going?
We're going to Alaska.
Snow dogs!
We're watching The Fourth Kind.
Oh my god.
The fake documentary alien movie.
That movie sucks.
I'm aware. It has an 18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh my god.
You wanted this, Doug. I'm going to show you how much I actually hate movies.
No, why do you do this?
So tune in next week.
No.
For our review of The Fourth Kind. Hey, it's fucking breezy, dude. It's breezy.
That's the one where the aliens come at like 3:33 every night, right?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's fucking quick. It's gonna be good. We'll enjoy it and we'll talk about it then. But
till then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Wait. Jacob, have you picked your movie yet?
Not for the next week, no.
So
I have to come up with something. I have to come up with something fucking good. I gotta come up with something
All right,
real.
Hey, everybody. If you want to skip a couple of weeks of the podcast, we totally understand. Before the new Matrix movie, I'm picking the Matrix for us to watch. It's going to be cracked. So, we'll see you then if you choose that. If you want to stick around for me to rail The Fourth Kind, raw dog style, then you can come to that too. I'm sure Jacob's going to pick a piece of shit movie. So, we'll see. We'll see.
That's kind of fucking harsh.
All right, boys. That was great. Thanks everybody for listening, and yeah, see you later. Everybody,
bye, everybody.
Bye.